Hey everybody, my name is Chitra Kokkirala and I'll be answering questions about taking AB Calculus as a senior and other questions related to pre-calc and stuff. So my brother is right next to me and he'll be asking me the questions and I'll be answering them. So first question.
What do you feel is the difference in experience taking it as a senior versus as a junior like a good number of your classmates?
Um, I don't think it really made a big deal to me that I took a junior year versus sophomore year. I think the biggest thing was like I'd hear people like talking about how hard a test was sophomore year, and I'd be like, well, that's not me. Or junior year, I did struggle with it towards the end of the year. It kept getting harder and harder, and the course load was a little bit hard to handle with physics, but I didn't really think that it affected me as much not taking it the same year as most of my class.
How did you do in pre-calc beforehand? What made you decide to take AB instead of BC?
Um, I decided to take AB rather than BC because I'm not the most math oriented person. It did make sense to me to put myself into a harder class, like BC calculus, which is very fast paced, and a lot of people said it was similar in rigor to pre-calculus, and I didn't do that well in pre-calculus, so I didn't think that it made sense for me to put myself into a harder course when I could take AB calculus and have a better foundation in math for future calculus courses.
The teachers at the end of pre-calc gave a recommendation for whether you should take AB or BC. Do you think your teacher gave the right recommendation?
Yeah, my teacher told me to take AB Calculus, and I think it was the right decision for me. It's a course that's better paced for my needs, and I think that I have a better understanding of calculus with AB Calculus. And if I went in the BC Calculus direction where it's more fast paced and a lot more, I guess, harder, I don't think I would have done as well in BC.
What was the general format of the class? Homework, quizzes, how many drops, test, homework mandatory or not? Extra.
For AB Calculus, I think there's a quiz on every single lesson. It's always the period after you have had the lesson, so you'll learn like chapter 5 section 1 on Tuesday, and then you'll correct the homework and take the quiz on Thursday. I'm sure that like there's about 3 to 4 quizzes for each unit, and there's also a test. I do think that the tests are very comprehensive and do cover every aspect of the lessons, and they are very well formatted to make sure that you understand the material. I think the tests are a lot fairer this year. Um, I also think that in AB Calculus there is homework every day, and that homework is graded rather than like in pre-calc where you can do the homework and get a check, but it doesn't go towards a grade. Quizzes are 15 points and they have corrections, and tests have corrections as well, which is a difference from pre-calculus. So I think that's how it goes in terms of course rigor, course schedule in AB Calculus.
How was the course paced compared to pre-calc? Was the course difficult?
I think that AB Calculus is going a lot better for me than pre-calculus. I think it's easier in terms of the fact that the material is easier to understand, and the course I don't think is as fast paced as pre-calculus. I think that in pre-calculus sometimes it can seem like if you don't understand the first lesson, then you just keep continuing to build on this um, ability, this like base that you have of no understanding, so you keep not understanding the material. But I think in AB Calculus, the material with derivatives and integrals is reviewed over and over and over again, and the foundation is set well so that even if you don't understand it the first time, the material will be gone over again, so you have a better understanding of the material, and it's in that way different from the rigor and direction that pre-calculus goes in.
What was your personal experience with pre-calc? So make sure to put other things in perspective.
Um, my personal experience with pre-calc was that it wasn't a good time for me. I didn't do the best in that class, and I didn't think that it was the greatest math class I've taken at TJ. It wasn't. I can't place blame on myself, but I can't place blame on my teachers as well. To put perspective for that matter, I think that just do your best and move on. Yeah.
Do you prepare? Do you prepared well for the AP exams?
Um, Well, in AP Calculus, there are AP reviews, and we do AP practice problems in class. So in that way, there's better review for the AP. I did not take an AP for pre-calculus, obviously, and I think that I have heard from my friends that there's a lot more practice for the AP in April when it gets closer to the AP, and we'll have like mini quizzes and tests that will assess our ability to do all of the review. So I think that in that way, AB prepares you for the AP exam well.
Any special advice for anyone deciding between taking AB and BC?
I My advice would be to go with what you feel most comfortable in. It doesn't make sense for you to take BC calculus if you didn't do well in pre-calculus or you were struggling with pre-calculus because it'll just get harder. And it's more important to have a good foundation with a class like math than to have a course schedule that's as rigorous as possible so you can have it on your college apps. I think that what you can do that's best for yourself is take classes that you honestly think that you can handle and put your best effort in. And if you take BC calculus without being comfortable with pre-calculus or being comfortable with the idea of taking a fast-paced rigorous math class, you won't do as well in it as you like, and you're better off taking AB calculus and having a solid foundation in mathematics and doing better in the future in BC calculus with that foundation.
What was the general workload of the class, ESP in senior mindset?
Um, uh, General workload of AB calculus is that there's homework every day, there's a quiz almost every day, and there's a test for each unit. It's pretty much I think pretty much a standard with every TJ math class. Senior year I think is a little bit more relaxed in terms of homework compared to other years of high school, but there is a lot more tests I think than other years of high school. There's a lot more projects, a lot more essays. So the fact that you have a structured class where you have homework every day and it helps you with the unit and it helps you with studying for the quiz that you're going to take, I think is a good thing in senior year, especially when teachers are trying to teach you how to be a teach you how to find structure and organization within yourself, and rather than them giving it to you, them giving you a schedule, it's nice to have a class where it's more structured for you so that you can ease into the whole thing with college and planning for yourself and all that.
That's it.
All right, thank you. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me or Facebook message me. I'm always open to helping anybody who needs help out. Thank you.